My name's Jen. I live in Cumberland, Maine, which is a little bit north of Portland, Maine. I am in my mid-50s, so that's always fun. And I have two sons. They are turning 25 and 23 in September, and two dogs. One's a 2-year-old lab, and then I have a 13-year-old rescue dog, Jojo, who might make an appearance.
Tell us where your health was prior to starting the Midlife Makeover Program.
Obviously, being in my mid-50s, and I was kind of a little bit in denial about the whole menopause thing, but and I was blaming it on COVID because I'd gained weight, and I've never, I can fluctuate throughout my life, like 10 pounds ish, but I never gained as much weight as I had, and it was a little horrifying. And I just didn't feel good. Like I felt gross in my clothes. I mean, I guess the only time I felt normal was when I was asleep, and even that became a problem. So, and I had tried, like I always say, like, I know enough to be dangerous about like fitness and exercising. I mean, I love cardio, but I had stopped running because I realized I just didn't really like it. And why do I have to do that? So I wasn't exercising as much, and like things started to hurt. And I mean, I would try different things and would have like some success, but if I had a bad weekend or if I had a bad week, or if I was sick, um, I'd just be like, oh well, there's no need to continue. Like I've obviously screwed it all up. I'll try again in another month or something. So I did that for quite a while. And so that's was kind of the roller coaster that I was on prior to finding you guys.
And then
And then
now tell us
and then
what.
I met you guys. And so I was interested in this program because it wasn't just about a specific diet or following like a specific training programs. It also included strength training. It didn't require like crazy workouts. A half an hour of lifting weights I can do. And I was really psyched to see that you guys hook into my fitness pal because I have also been, that's one of the things I have been using, obviously without success on my own. And you guys like explain the whole macro diet to me.
And so you've lost 25 pounds pretty like quickly, in my opinion. But also I want to talk about the way you lost the weight.
When I first started, on this, I was like, okay, you're going to do all the things. You're going to follow it as it's laid out. And, for the first, I don't know how many weeks. I mean, I remember getting to 50, I lost 15 pounds. From my point of view, it was relatively quickly. I think it took maybe 12 weeks, 10 to 12 weeks, something like, doesn't matter. But I was pretty consistent about everything. Like I did all the strength training. I walked every day, but I have dogs, so I have to. And I was following the macro thing. And so then I think it was like in the middle of May or something, I got sick. And so I had these horrific colds, and they put me down for a week. And I was like, oh Lord, here we go again. Like, I'm just gonna, and I typically want comfort food, which for me are carbs because I am a certified carbaholic. So normally I'm just like stuffing as much toast into my mouth as I possibly can, thinking it's gonna make me feel better. And so that time when I was sick, I was talking to you guys and telling you like, this is where I'm at. But I also kind of had this conversation with myself, like, just because you're sick doesn't mean that you can't at least try to follow like the macros as much as you can. Like, I didn't eat as much. It wasn't perfect, but I didn't like completely derail myself. And that experience was somewhat of an eye opener to me as far as how my mindset had changed. And like, I didn't have to always resort to my bad habits whenever I hit a speed bump. I mean, it was a speed bump, and I honestly don't remember. I didn't gain weight, but I don't think I lost weight either. Um, and then even as I was feeling better, I was definitely being a baby about it. And you were like, okay, you can still like, lift a weight or two. Like you don't have to go as hard, but you can like still do the exercises because I wasn't sick anymore. I just was like, I'm tired. So, and that was a whole new thing as well. Like still maintaining some movement, even when I didn't feel great, and was a change in my behavior. So the whole mindset thing is that being able to start this program and see that it works, and like in at one point I'd been talking to Sarah about like it's a formula. It's all three components of movement, strength training, and nutrition that work together. And you can have bad days, and then you just like put them in the past because that was yesterday. Like you can't change it. So you just move forward. And that change in mindset is a huge difference for me, and also why I feel really confident that I'm going to be able to not only reach my goal but maintain it in the long term.
That is literally exactly what we do, and I just got chills. Before you started working with us, did you have any like fears or concerns about doing this? What were you like kind of afraid of?
Well, I think that all of my past experiences, like I wasn't consistent. Like I knew where I was messing up, but it kept happening over and over. Like the consistency wasn't there, or I would have a weekend and then I'd be like, well, that's blown. And so it's, I guess that even though there was, I mean, I literally remember having this conversation with myself, like, so, there is a financial aspect to this, but I was also like, if I don't invest in myself now, like, I've never done anything like this before. And I'm definitely always there for like my kids and like spending money on other people. I don't even think twice about it. Why don't I have that same generosity towards myself to make my, like, improve my health and improve the longevity of my life, hopefully. And that will also help me be present for my kids and my family. So, I mean, yeah, in the back of my mind, I was scared that it was going to be another situation where I would bail or I would just flake out and, be very inconsistent. So, I mean, I was definitely worried that I would just have the same old patterns because patterns are really hard to break, especially when you've had them for 30 years. But thankfully, I really have gotten into the whole, much to my surprise, I've gotten into the whole strength training part of it, and mostly because it's just fed to me. Like you tell me what to do and I do it. And I have enough in my house where I don't even have to go to the gym. So that part has been the best thing in like the app that you guys have where I can like every time I do an exercise, it shows me what I did last time. And there's all those different options to find recipes. And so there's easy ways to find different types of food. And like the Facebook page with all of the ladies is super supportive. And, people are posting different recipes. So there's so many different ways to be successful on this program. And you just have to make the commitment that you're going to do it and follow it. And in my case, I've done that and I've had success.
So that's fantastic. I want to ask you, like, there's a lot
Mhm.
of people watching us, a lot of people have been following us for a long time.
Sure.
What is different about this program compared to the other things that you've done?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of support and accountability. There's not like, it's not negative. It's not like you missed a workout. What are you going to do? Like you guys are like, all right, what's going on? Like, when can you move it to, or what's happening right now that we can help you resolve or find a different thing? Like, I remember, I think the first weekend, or maybe it was first week, I, sent a message through the app to you thinking, oh, they'll get back to me in a couple of days. It was a very random question. And it was less than 5 minutes later and my phone dinged and I was like, well, what's that? So the amount of support and like and kind of tough love at times when you need it, which is totally the way I am anyway. Like, just tell me how it is because I'm going to make a ton of excuses for myself, but the excuses aren't going to get it done. And so the accountability and knowing that you guys are there if I have any questions. I mean, there was one time when I was going out to meet my friends for dinner or something, and you were like, well, just shoot me the menu and I'll give you a couple of options. Like, that doesn't happen on any other program that I've ever done. I mean, you just don't have, I mean, I've done all of them. I mean, not all. I've done most of them. And it's just a different level of support that is available, not 24/7. You got to be reasonable, of course, but it's pretty close to it, as close as you can possibly get. I mean, it's a little crazy. Sometimes I wonder if you guys sleep.
I always like to ask this question because I feel like people do not believe this. Do we give you a list of foods you can't eat or, you know, because people are always asking me, they're like, am I like, I can't eat this, or am I allowed to eat this, or do I need to take these things? And I'm like, that's not real life. That's
Yeah.
not real.
No, you got to live your life. And that's the beautiful thing about the whole macro thing is figuring out how everything fits in. But to answer your question, no, there's no list of things that are forbidden. I mean, to be clear, I have not given up wine. Can't imagine that I ever will. It's just different. Now I have, kind of a schedule in my brain. And if I don't, 9 times out of 10, I work out in the morning. But because I feel better and because I've had made more progress, I'm less likely. I definitely don't drink wine every single night like I used to. So
Hey,
yeah, no, there's no list of forbidden foods. No.
I'm going to ask you this. Do you remember our first call?
Mhm.
And do
I
you
do.
believe you're here talking about this? Like, give it, like, how does
No,
that make
like
you
it's amazing to me. Like it's I honestly when I started it, I was hoping to lose like 15-ish, 15 to 20 pounds like before August because I had like these major events happening and I just felt gross and I was like, what am I gonna wear? Like there's nothing in my closet that um and so to have gotten this far, even with the it, crazy, amazing, but hectic summer that I've had, which is also not my norm, is really surprising to me. Surprising. I didn't
Yeah,
think I'd be here at the beginning of September.
yeah.
So
We get this a lot. We always like on that call, people, set their goals really tiny. And
yeah,
I'm like, Okay. I remember doing that with you as well. All right, last question. What would you say to someone who's been, following us for a little bit or listening to this call if they're like, they're thinking about doing this, but they haven't pulled the trigger yet?
I would say that it's about investing in yourself, and it's worth the money and the time that you would invest in this is worth way more on the other side when like on how you feel and how much more like stronger you feel and how much more confidence you have. And also um like the only person that can prioritize your health is you. No one's going to do it for you, and no doctor can tell you. Like, you have to find the courage to say yes, because it seems overwhelming at first. But at the end of the day, though, you can break all of it up. And the app is really great at help providing all the information, and it's always there. So you can go back and look at it if you forget something. And if you can't find it, you can message these guys like I've done a zillion times. Be like, I know I saw it somewhere. Where is it? But the results on the scale are obviously awesome. Like, I love that, and I love how I feel in clothes. But the amount, everything else that's come along with it, as far as eating healthier and understanding how the like nutrients work together, like the whole macro thing. I didn't know how that worked before, and I certainly didn't know how much protein I was supposed to be getting. But it is definitely worth the investment, and the way that it improves your overall life is kind of I mean, you can't really put a price on it. I hate to sound like an Amex ad, but you really can't because, like, I feel really confident that I'm going to continue this. And I mean, I might not lift as much weights as I'm lifting now, but I will always lift weights. And that's my son. Sorry about that.
Love it.
And but it is something that I really want to continue doing because it will help me maintain mobility and, and all the lifestyle things that I want to be able to keep doing as I age.